Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Creative Afternoon. No, Crafternoon. I forgot. We are not doing creative mornings right now. It is 2 p.m. Central Time. And we are doing an afternoon of crafty creativity. I don't know what I'm calling this, but that's where we're at right now. So, hi, welcome to Crafternoon. My name is Erica, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of drawing today. Normally we do drawing, but in July we're going to try to incorporate a few other media. So we're just calling this whole thing Crafternoon because it might be crafty at some point. It hopefully will get crafty. But usually we spend an hour of time in our sketchbook, or in this case, an hour of time in my studio. So that way I kind of like keep up with my creative practice. And I am a teacher on summer break, and I need something that will help me to kind of have a little bit of routine, a little bit of structure. So that's why we have Creative Morning, and that's why we have Crafternoon now. So today we're going to continue the sketchbook spread that we started on Monday, actually. Let's go ahead and switch over to that camera, right? This is the one we started. No. Did we start this on Monday? We started it on Tuesday. And then we worked on it yesterday, and then we're still not done, so we're gonna try to finish it today. And I have a little idea for doing something at the end, because I don't think it's gonna take me very much time to finish this up. And then I was thinking about something. I was thinking about the way I was feeling about this. Like, so far the drawing process has been fun. It's definitely been challenging. I had a lot of challenges here. This is still giving me some challenges, but I kind of feel like maybe we can pull it together. But overall, I'm just feeling like it's so, I don't know, it's just a little on the nose for me. I don't know. There's just like nothing, the colors I feel like are too, analogous, too similar. It's just, there's no contrast here. I feel like I need something to give it a little bit of pop. So I might do something at the end. We'll see how it goes, but I'm thinking about bringing in another color. So that will be not so much like, I mean, it could really go in a bad direction. It could be a little risky. So we'll see, but let's go ahead and get started. This image that I'm drawing right now, I'm working on this one. It is up on the screen for you to look at, but in case you'd like to see it a little closer up, they are posted on my Patreon. It's a free open post for everybody. You can go see it, you can view them. I pulled these pictures from Pinterest. I just picked pictures that I thought could go well together, and I'm still kind of on this like, campy kind of vibe. So that's what I'm sort of thinking of. Let me lower that a little bit. I have some music in the background. It's a little rowdy. So let's draw together. I'm going to finish this up, and then we'll see where we go from there. So these are the colors I'm using. I am working again with the Ohuhu Nahuku markers, and I'm pretty much just using like pink, red. I did bring in a white late at the end of yesterday, and so we're just gonna try to figure it out. I remember I had a little bit of trouble yesterday keeping these organized by value. I really wanted to make sure that they were in order of lightest to darkest, because that helps me to plan the construction of this object, because it's very simple, although it has a lot of value. So for me, it's just going to be helpful if I kind of have these in order. I think this is the order. There were a couple here that looked very similar. This might actually go this way, I think. Let me look at the ink. Yeah, I think maybe this will go in there. Sorry. Okay. Just want to get them sorted. Okay. And I'm going to try to finish this off and hopefully give it that like sheen of the ribbon. I would really like to be able to see that at the end. I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll try. So I was working here. I feel like I was working with this one first. So I'm going to try to pick up where I left off. So let's go ahead and get drawing. And I will just welcome you guys to the stream. If you're new here, my name is Erica, and I host this stream in the summer a little more often than I normally do, but even in the regular like fall and spring and all the other seasons, I do stream quite a bit with my Patreon. So we often do drawings together, and I just kind of share my process. And you know, some people will, you know, maybe like, I feel like seeing artists' processes can be very insightful. So I enjoy seeing that. I love to watch a drawing stream, but I especially like to participate. Like, I want to be drawing as well, and I want to try the things that, you know, we're doing on the stream. And I think that's something that can be valuable. So I always like to do this in my sketchbook, just because I feel like the sketchbook is, whoa, is that the color I just used? I think so. Did I use that? I don't even remember using that. I feel like the sketchbook is just so low pressure. It's a great space to make a lot of mistakes, experiment, try different things. And so today, I think we're going to try something else. Like, so far, I like the little spread. I mean, it's fine. It's just not, it's not giving me that like, wow, you know, like I feel like I'm very driven by color, and colors sometimes are like, they can, for me, they can be like what makes the work. So I feel like the color here is just not doing it for me. So I'm going to try to play with that a little bit today. We'll see what we manage to figure out, because it will be, I think it's a little bit risky to add in another color after, you know, all of this has been already drawn, just because, you know, we've already made all the decisions. So to come back and like decide to put in more stuff, I don't know, it could go either way. So we're gonna see. I don't like this. Maybe this will be good. Is that the same color? It looks like the same color. Let's see. Let's go a little bit darker right here. I'm doing a little bit right there. Just trying to solve this, you know, as we go. And sometimes you're going to do these and there will be no solution, or like you don't come to a solution that you enjoy. That's fine too, you know, it happens. Like here I'm trying to make sense of the light. Like here, right here, we need a little bit more light on there. And a little bit of, maybe just a touch of the dark. This is my darkest color. I'm using the Ohuhu acrylic markers, and they are, I mean, there's 72 markers in my set, and that's wonderful. But I do feel like they're deficient in some colors. Like, I definitely need another, like at least one more red. And there's only 2 in there. We were just talking about that yesterday. Could use a couple more reds, not gonna lie. There we go. Now this is also, like, once I kind of have like everything in there, it's nice to, for me at least, to come back in with like my darks and even my lights, whatever I have for light. And it's a good time for me at least to, oh, look, see, I noticed an issue that I gotta fix there. To come back and like correct any little issues, especially things that are going to help it to develop form. That's important for me. I want to feel like there's still a little bit of like dimension, like there's a sense of like height, right? Hi Emily, good afternoon. How are you today? I'm gonna put a little bit of this white in, which I hadn't really been using white, so It's going to be a little risky also, but we'll just try it. If we don't like it, it's not the end of the world. Still quite a bit of other stuff to work on, so I can explore different sections, but I do feel like we need just a little bit more range. Right here. I just want to like stack that light, that very bright white right on top of where I have the, like in small sections, right on top of wherever I have that bright color already, because it'll just help to make it feel like a little bit more of a glow. Like right here. This section's a little tricky because it's so kind of wrinkly, so the wrinkles can present some little challenges as well. And we'll be talking a lot more this month about, let me switch over to something a little darker, about how we turn these like drawings into other stuff. Like what if you wanted to turn them into stickers, or what if you wanted to make I don't know, what else could we make with these stickers? I usually just make stickers. I have a sticker shop on Etsy, which I'm thinking about moving. But I've been there so long, it just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to. But maybe like I was experimenting with making some stationery with my drawings, which I really enjoyed. And I mean, personally, I'm a stationery person, but you know, I feel like stationery is like a dying, you know, but that's not like a craft. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just seeing the chat right now, Emily. The weather is very, very warm. It is really nice, but I actually I'm a hot weather person, so I really like the hot weather, and I know it's not for everyone. I love to, like, you know, sunbathe in the summer. I love to sit out in the sun, and it's like, I mean, I don't know if it's 100 degrees today, but it's pretty normal for us to have 100-degree days. So that's like my norm. I am thinking about adding another color. I pulled a couple already that I was thinking, well, maybe I could add these in. And this is what I pulled. Okay, this is what we took out yesterday, because I was like, I'm not going to use that orange. But I pulled 2 greens and 2 browns, which I think might be like a nice addition. I don't know. I'm trying to look for something that's like a little unexpected. But I haven't like officially committed to doing that yet. So we'll see if I put them in. I'm also kind of thinking about putting in the words here. I really like the font and I love lettering, but I think that I might need to sketch that out in pencil. I don't know. We should just wing it, right? Like, see what happens. Who knows? Okay, let's go somewhere here. Now this is fairly complex here. This little like medallion in the center, it's like embossed or something, and so it's very you know, it's one color, but it has a lot of information there. So I'm going to try my best to figure out a plan for that one. I just don't really know what I'm going to do here yet. That is a horse. There's actually 2 horses. I'm just seeing that other horse there now. And I'm going to try. I already can't draw horses, so this will be humorous. The horse is, I don't know, he's got like ribbons and regalia on him. He's got like a bunch of stuff on him, like some little, I don't know, what are those things that you pull on to tell a horse what to do? a saddle and a bridle. Is that what they're bridle? I don't know, something like that. There's even like text here. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in with a lighter color. These two are very, very similar right here, so I don't think I'm gonna do those, but I'm gonna try this one here. And I'm going to try to just kind of like create like a broken line that might, the plan is that hopefully it'll kind of imply that there's some text there, like something in a harness. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, something like that. I don't have any like horse experience at all. Like literally think I've ridden a horse like once in my life when I was a child, and don't have any sort of knowledge or anything like that. But I mean, I think they're pretty. Like I like horses. Right now, my daughter's taking horseback riding lessons that I got her for her birthday. She always like wanted. I don't know. She just always liked. You know, she likes animals a lot, and she's always liked like horses and stuff like that. So, you know, she's at an age where it's like, you know, what do you get her? And so I got her this, and you know, I'm looking at a horse now and I've seen it, but it's still like very foreign to me, you know. So I'm just going to put like a few like broken lines so that it kind of, you know, implies something. Oh, you were a horse girl. Oh my gosh, how awesome. So you're really experienced. Down here, like in South Texas, people are really, or girls are very into, what is it called? Barrel racing, like it's rodeo stuff. And so a lot of the people who are doing like lessons here, they're trying to learn that. Like my daughter's not very much into that, but she just wanted to like, well, I thought she would really like to ride a horse. So that's what she's learning. But I know that that's a big thing, like the rodeo stuff here in this part of Texas. I'm sure in a lot of parts of Texas, but definitely. I mean, that's how I had found out about the place that teaches them, just because one of my students was learning, or she does do that. So that's a very like popular thing. Oh, okay. So you did like English writing. Oh, super. So you have the cute like helmet and the like really like pretty outfit, right? I mean, I love that too. Super cool. So you did that as a child then, or do you continue to ride? Because I feel like, I mean, I've heard that it's like very good exercise too, but it's like, you know, if you don't have a horse, like I'm sure it's not easy to, you know, continue to do something like that, because I mean, even the lessons, they're expensive. So if you don't have like your own horse, and you don't have your own like, I don't know, stable or whatever else you need for the horse, I can imagine it's expensive to be a horse owner. Not anymore. Okay. Do you miss it at all? I can imagine like that would be something that you're like, man, haven't been on a horse in a while, and you kind of like would want to. Okay, I'm just kind of implying it. I'm gonna put some more darks in here to really try to create that like distance between the little medallion in the center and the ribbon that it's stacked on top of. I want to create a sense of like dimension. Even if it's relatively flat, I still want it to feel like there's, you know, something there. So I've already brought in this red, and this red is it's my darkest color. So I'm gonna try to use that to, you know, really kind of develop those pleats on the ribbon. I think it's really easy with something like this that's so repetitive. It's very easy for me, at least, to kind of become very formulaic, where you just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna put like diagonal or converging lines, right? And I try my best not to do that, because I know that I have a tendency to want to do that, or like my instinct is to do that. But I feel like when I do that, it starts to look really, you know, it doesn't have that sort of like naturalness. So I try to be really aware, especially when I get to something like this that does have a lot of the same kind of like, you know, system for recording it, right? Like I could just draw a red line on the left side of this pink line, and then I could just kind of do that. But I want to really look at, you know, those shapes and see, like, sometimes they're not all the way like crisp line. Sometimes they're kind of broken up. Sometimes they change shape a little bit. Like down over here becomes like a really, like kind of a Y shape. And so I'm trying to be observant of that if I can, because I know how I function, and I know that it's very much like something that I could potentially do, just like where I kind of just turn it into like a formula. And I don't personally like that on my own work. I mean, I'm sure there's some really nice ways that you can, like, I would say it's like abbreviating it, right? You're finding a way to simplify something like this. It can be a little bit complicated to draw, but I try not to oversimplify if I can. So I'm looking for these, like, especially when I see something that's like out of the rhythm, you know, kind of like right here, it's just like a halfway line. It's like a V shape rather than a whole line all the way up at the top. And then the other thing I didn't really pay a lot of attention to, but I feel like I should now, is like this little edge up on the top here, like where it meets. Like, it's not always like a perfect line or perfect circle, right? So I really want to capture that. I feel like that does a lot when it comes to making these feel like they have some dimension. I know you really can't see too much on the screen right now, but I will post like some little detail shots on Patreon, so you can kind of see how it came together. There are a few little moments, just a few, where there seems to be a little bit more light on some of these pleats, like right here. So I'm just going to try to find those right there, those little moments, and just kind of, you know, kiss them with a little bit of light right on the top. Not too much. I don't want to do too much, but I do think if I do a little bit, it will help it look a little more dimensional. Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't hate it. Still a little bit, and here there's not a lot of, there's a little bit of light actually. Let me use this one. Like, instead of having the line that's dark there, it's more like light kind of hitting the top of these pleats. So I'm going to use the white. And then down here I use the red, so it will look, I don't know, it does kind of, it looks a little dimensional. There's a weird, I don't really love this line here that I can see on the screen, but I think, I mean, I see it there. It's maybe a little bit more curvy on this one here. Could do a little bit of this here, right there. Maybe that'll be better. Get a little bit more light in here. Even here. Now I can look at these right here and see if I need to adjust. These wrinkles are really fun, but they are a little bit of a challenge to draw. I'm gonna try to put them in, but I think, you know, just looking at it right now, I feel like I'm not gonna put in the text, but if I really want to later, I can do that, right? So I have, let me show you what that little medallion on the inside looks like. It doesn't look like much. There it is. Okay. I have a lot of scratchy lines around the edges. I'm just going to leave them there, right? Okay, so wait, I think I can come right here, a little bit more right here. I feel like I need to define these two a little bit more as well. Just going to do a little bit of this darkest line that I have here. Very thin. Maybe not a perfect line. And then I'm going to save a little bit of room because my plan, I was thinking if I do incorporate these other colors, I think what I'll do is I'll use them for like cast shadow or like, I don't know, small details. So I'll save these for that possibility. Okay, I'm going to move on to another final image. I was using these patches, and I will tell you, I have tried them. I tried them over here. Oh no, not there. I tried over here. It's been hard for me to draw the patches. I tried them over here. Patches are not going well for me. I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm going to try it again because I think this is a good spot for that. I mean, let me just look at my other pictures. I do have other references. I have that hat. I have those arrows, which would be fun, but I don't think it's the right space for that. The hat could possibly work, but I feel like I would have to make it really small. So I'm just going to stick with the patch. I feel like the patch size and shape works for this. So I think I'm going to do the big one on the top that says Camp Big Timber, and it has 1952 on it. Yeah, I'm going to try that one. So it's just like 3 colors. I mean, they all really are just 3 colors, right? 3 colors. There's a very light, so I'll do like the very light color. And then I'll do something in the middle, so maybe this. And then I'll do the dark color, maybe this one right here. And then the other problem I feel like is like each of the colors has like shine on it. So there's light and dark, so you kind of need a light and a dark for each of those. So we really can't go too dark or too light for any of these. So let's just see what we can do. Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to just move these over for a sec. I'm going to stick to these because I just don't want to, you know, get them confused. And I'm just going to draw this so that it lands. I had already sketched it in. It's kind of like falling behind the other work. And I actually changed it. I put Camp Sketch a Lot, which could be like for us, you know. And I don't know if I will include that, but I'm going to turn this into like a little cabin instead of the little like teepee shape that it has there. And I like the numbers on the side here. Oh, I should put 2026. Let's change that. Let me put this year. And then we'll leave the camp here. I love the font. It's kind of like, sometimes when you're drawing fonts or lettering, I recommend you put like a little guideline, a top line and a bottom line, so you can kind of get them lined up, especially when you have something like this where they are, you know, what do you call that? Like rounded or whatever. You ended up doing the arrows, and yeah, I really like the arrows. I would love to see your work, Kim. Are you on Instagram? Can you tag me? Because I would love to see what you included. So you did the rosette and you did the arrows. I really like the arrows. I think that can make a really pretty composition too. I'm just gonna do, for the sake of being like easier, I'm gonna put Camp Sketch. So it'll be like, you know, our sketchbook. Yeah, I already didn't get the alignment right, so I'm going to. Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna find it. I'll find you then. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna make this little cabin. I should have put a sketchbook here, like, duh. I didn't think of it. Here. And then I will try to leave room for adding that little bit of darkness that it needs to make it feel like thread. But, you know, like I said, this has been very, like, drawing patches has been really hard for me. Not easy like I was thinking, like, oh, how hard could it be? It could be hard. I have learned it could be hard. Let's do 26. I love incorporating text. I mean, it is just like my jam. So feel free to omit this stuff if you don't like it. And the other thing I forgot also about is like, we have that little line, so we really need to kind of plan that in right now. I feel like I have to do that. Otherwise, I still have like a sort of open-ended outline, and I think I need to close it off. Official. There we go. Okay, so now I kind of have a very clear idea of where it's going to go. And here I had put some lines, so I'm just going to change it here. I'm going to adjust as I need to. I'm trying to center this, but I feel like I didn't do it again. I was trying to scoot it over a little bit. Sketch. No, my gosh, I misspelled sketch. That would happen. That would happen, of course. Misspelling the word sketch. Yeah, classic, classic. Okay, so I had that one. I was going to use the light one in the background. And then these little, I'll put some little trees here. I really don't have a lot of room. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. I could put some trees. I feel like it's going to get too crowded. I'm not going to put any trees. It's going to be a 2-color patch. Let's just leave it there. Okay, so now I can kind of play with these a little bit more. I'm going to try to figure out how to make it look patchy. I'm already like, what? Like my brain is like, you can't do this. Hold on, I'm going to try to figure it out. Let's see. Okay, so I see dark on this edge. Right here. I'm just going to follow the light that I have in this image, which honestly might actually conflict with the other. Oh, I went right through that ribbon. My bad. So I'm just going to try to copy what I see. I think it's just going to make things easier for me. So for camp, something like this, it's just going to make my life a little more easy. We can get this to look, I don't know, maybe every single time I do this, I'll start getting a little bit better. Maybe girl could dream. Yeah, like I feel like I'm on the wrong side here. It goes on the opposite side from what I'm usually, like how I usually like create drop shadows. So I feel like I'm working against my natural instinct here, but it's okay. It will be fine. We're just gonna, this one doesn't have a lot of lines on it, or a lot of shadow. Okay, now it moved over here to this side. I think it's right there. Can we see the bottom? No. Okay. I'm gonna try to be, it's also on the top of the letters in some cases. So I'm gonna try to incorporate that. And try to turn this into an actual H. Okay. Now I just did like the letters, and that was that kind of pinky color. So I'm gonna try and do a little bit of light on them as well. Is all of this necessary? No, but I do feel like I've just been struggling with it. So every time I try it, it's another opportunity for me to see if I can figure it out this time. Because I haven't quite figured it out, so it's just something it's personal now, you know. But do you have to do all this? No, you don't. Do as much or as little as you like. I always say, you know, take what you like and leave behind whatever you don't. You don't have to do all of it. And another thing I will say is, like, no one's going to see the picture at the end. They're just going to see your drawing. So who cares if you're not true to the image? All I really want is that when I look at this, that it starts to look kind of, you know, like a patch. But I haven't been able to get it yet. So maybe this will be my lifelong struggle. Okay. Oh, and actually, this is also, oh, this marker is it's getting very, very like inky. I'm a little worried because because I did have a little, one of them had a little blowout the other day on my desk. Like it just kind of like poured out. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So I have to be, I feel like, I don't know if I'm being too rough with them. It's very possible. I am a self-proclaimed bull in a china cabinet. So just kind of like breaking things. Okay. Now, originally I'd wanted the background to be that cream color, but since can I use the background? I can't. I feel like it's going to blend in too much with the letters. I might have to let's try this white one. I'm going to try to use this as a color that's going to help me kind of like, again, kind of carve out those letters, like the edges of the letters that kind of got a little, there's some parts that look a little vague. So this is a good opportunity when you're putting in your background to use that to kind of refine the objects that you have, especially if you're like me and you just kind of do a lot of sketching. So I get to remove some of those sketchy lines, but I also get to like reconstruct the objects and the images in that space. So I'm gonna try this again, like here where I made a little mistake there, or like here I can kind of separate the two shapes. It's okay. I mean, it's not great, but it will do. I'm gonna put some light on this here. I'm gonna use this like kind of, since this area is a little bit like bigger, I'm gonna use these like lines because I'm trying to, again, convey that little bit of embroidery-ness. I don't know if it'll come through, but I could try. I mean, it doesn't really look patchy, but do I want to do anything else in there? I'm going to be very honest, I don't want to do anymore. I'm already like done with that patch. But I do think that if I put in some of these other bonus colors, let's just do it. Let's use the last 20 minutes to just experiment. You know what I should do before I do that? Embroidery-ness, right? I'm going to take a quick picture. Let's just take a quick picture so that way, if I have to, sorry, one sec. I'm just going to pull it out of frame for a second in case I mess it up, you know? That way I'll have an image. And then I can show you the before and after. So let's just see what happens. It might go awry. Let's be prepared for that. Okay, this color I felt like would work really nicely. It's kind of, oh no, I feel like I need something a little more blue. Did I already use pink and blue in one of my other spreads? Because I don't want the same colors. I did over here, but it's kind of a different shade. Let's do this one, and let's do this kind of bluish. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, wait, let's go the other way, is come back here, and I'm gonna start here. So I'm going to, the thing that I was thinking a little bit about was this cast shadow. I was thinking actually quite a bit about it. I kept thinking like, should I put it in? Do I leave it out? And I think that adding in this other color will just be a good opportunity to, you know, kind of scratch that itch that has been bothering me. I've been thinking about it, and like, it doesn't really matter, but I kind of felt like I wanted it. I just love a drop shadow. I do. I usually draw them in, this one especially. Oh, that one's going to be the best one because it has the shape. And I will probably put a little bit more color in here because it does feel a little like it's not enough yet. Okay, I already kind of like that. I have some shadow back here, so I'm just going to extend that a little bit bigger. Okay, that's in there. Okay. So I don't know, just in an effort to kind of figure out how I'm going to work this, let me put some more in right here. I think it needs to be the slightest bit lighter right on the edge. There we go, maybe here a little bit. And then right here. Oh, I do like these colors together. Should I add the green? Let's do the green. This will be a little bit risky, but I don't know why I'm putting it in there. I just think it would be a nice addition to the color palette. It's kind of like unexpected. And I'm apparently I'm using it as like a light. So we're gonna call this like our light right there. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Okay, now let's, I already like that so much more. I'm gonna switch over to another image and let's go here. So then I can figure out like where this would go here. So I'm gonna probably have to make, I feel like I need to make the shadow consistent, even though it's opposite on the other, on this image, the shadow's on this side. But since I put it on this side, I'm gonna do it on this one here too. So it's fine. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. I am gonna just try to like kind of invent it though. I will say that. It's like, it's kind of bland. Or look, you know what, this one has something kind of like this on the edge, so I'm gonna record that. Put a little bit of this darker color in here too. This one actually is quite dark on the edge and doesn't really have that light on the, tuck it in. Try to like mirror that kind of you know, like textured edge. The side, it has dark, and then it has like this slight like light, so I'm gonna put that in here too. It's like right here, it kind of lightens up right on the edge, and then it goes into that other color. See if I can make that make sense. Here, I don't know, kind of over here maybe. I'm just trying to figure it out. Maybe I do think this might be a good space to add in a little bit of this, maybe on the edge of the shadow. I've already done more than I should have, and now I'm gonna have to go back and tie it in, like maybe right here. See, you know what? That was not smart. I will tell you. I am seeing now the big mistake I just made. So I was trying to copy the shadow direction, but all the other shadows here are actually the opposite way. I shouldn't have done that. But you know what? I should have put this shadow over there where it is actually, because it would have made more sense for that object. And sure, it wouldn't have made sense for all of this, but it would have made more sense. That's one reason why maybe we shouldn't be doing cast shadows, especially when we're pulling images from lots of different places. It complicates things because then you're like, well, what direction do I put the shadow in? Just like I just did right there. But I'm going to just go with the flow. It's fine. Okay. So I'm going to, from here on out, starting now, I'm going to follow the shadow as I see it in the reference image rather than trying to think about how it's going to make sense with the larger image. It's like, who cares? I'm hoping this will give it a little bit of, especially this one right here, a little bit of a sense of dimension because I was feeling like it was pretty flat looking. Okay. And then maybe I'll put a little bit of this right in that little, there's just like little holes there. I can put them on there. I know this is a very unusual choice. Let's put that one in there. I don't know why I put that one in there. But, I mean, I don't hate it yet. There's still time though. Still possible. Yeah, because it kind of looks sort of like a thing is there, not like a shadow. Thank you, Emily. I needed to hear that. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this light blue just right around those little like nail holes that are there for hanging this little sign. And you know what I'm gonna do while I'm here? I'm just gonna add a little bit of white to these letters here. I'm not trying to create a sense that they look like dimensional, but I do want them to stand out a little bit more. And since I brought the white in anyway, I just figured like this is a good opportunity to incorporate it. There's other stuff here. Let's see if I can kind of sketch some of these things in here. I don't know what these little, like this, like a little canoe or something. I just love, like, I don't know if these were kid drawings, but I just love drawings that look kind of like kiddish. I feel like these look kind of kiddish. Ooh, I just dipped my finger into something wet. Okay, I do like the addition of white, and I feel like I should put some white over here. So it'll be like, yeah, it did, right? It perked it up. I agree. Thank you so much. And I also feel like that those blues are really kind of perking things up as well. Just gives it a little bit more. Let's do some of this white right here where I see some light. All right, I just came back over to this. Where is that one? I'm sorry. I wish I could just easily pick it, but it's like in a little slideshow and I cannot. There she is. I see a little bit of light on this side, so I'm going to try to find a place where I can incorporate it. That way it will feel like, you know, it makes sense and it's maybe like right here. Just looking for where that light is. Where is that light striking? I'm not going to put too much in here, but you know, sometimes it's really like fun to try something that you might be like a little bit worried about because it sometimes it works. And how will you know unless you try it? I do feel like I needed a little bit of brightness here. I'm just adding it on top of the yellows, kind of. I don't think so. Are you having issues with the stream? Are you seeing issues on the stream? You let me know. Okay, I was putting in the blues again, so let me come back. I really want it on the patches. You're not having any issues? Okay. Okay, so everything's kind of coming through. You're seeing everything. Okay, so here I'm going to put a little bit of shadow right here, right where I see it. I was about to put it in the other place, but see how long it takes for me to learn a lesson. I'm slow. I need extra time. Okay, I'm just looking for the shadows where I see them, and that's where I'm going to put them. There's not a lot here. This is definitely like one of those images where they just kind of like you know, scan it or something, or like the best photo super well lit, because it becomes like you can see there's not a lot of shadows. That can be really, really nice, like in terms of taking a really nice picture, but it's kind of a pain when you're trying to like draw. Having shadows is a really nice thing. No issues for you either, Emily. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. What kind of issues are you having, Em? You want to share? You just tell me if you're seeing. Like maybe it's not streaming. Well, I guess maybe she wouldn't be able to know if. Okay, so this one has very little. It's a little sad actually, because I want to put some more in. Maybe I'll do some of this green, like right here. This is, I kind of treated it like a light, so if I put it right here where the lights are, I think it might be, I mean, I'm already doing it, so we'll see what happens. Like, we'll see. Could it be a big mistake? It could, but I think if I apply it like pretty consistently throughout, it might make sense. I don't know. I don't think it's making sense yet. Maybe I shouldn't put too much because I feel like it is getting a little weird. And I didn't put any green over here, but I did a little bit of the blue and the green there. So I thought maybe I could make that make sense, but I don't feel like it's working. So with something like this, if I'm just doing more, I just keep adding it. Why not? I think with something like this, if you start to have like regrets, I think it's not a bad idea to, if you want to come back and like, you know, go over with your original colors. I don't know. It's looking a little crazy right now, but I'm not sure it's a good move, but we'll reevaluate at the end. If we hate it, I could just go back on top with the original colors that I had. Thank you, Em. Yeah, I know I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it because I feel like it almost becomes like confusing. Like, what are those lines? Why are they there? Let's see. Let's put that like here's where I had it, especially like in the spaces where I want it to feel like dimensional. It might be taking away from that, which I don't want. I don't know. I have the red here, and if I need to, I can just cover them back up. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can do something about this little pesky patch that doesn't feel dimensional at all. This is also a really great image with very little shadows. So I'm just going to try my best. I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to kind of flip this over. I think my little rosette is might be a little wet right now, so I don't want to dip my hand in there. Yeah, the shadow is definitely up here. And there's not a ton, but I think I can put some in here too. Right here. And I think I kind of like, oh, sorry, I took it out of frame. This kind of needs a little bit more definition right here so that we can tell that this is in front of the patch, right? So I'm gonna put a little bit of the red too, right here next to it. I can do the other shades as well. It's not bad. I mean, I don't dislike it. Oh my gosh, my green kind of look, it's getting like, I don't know why or how that's happening, but like it happened to me a few times where my ink, like my markers kind of, I don't want to say blew up, but kind of blew up a little bit. And then I just found like a big glob on top of my drawing and I didn't even notice like it ever happened. So just be aware. I'm going to try to be aware, but I'm a little bit, when I get into my drawing, like I'm in flow state and I don't even know what's happening. I don't know. I'm going to try putting, this is not on here, but I feel like I need a little bit of like a hard line there. Maybe a little bit of this green right on top of that. Use those little lines to, I don't know, maybe make it feel a little textural. Kind of don't want to do too much of that. I feel like it's already a little convoluted. See if I can. That's also not really there, but I'm going to put it on there to help me define that space a little bit more. Okay, I do like the addition of the blues and the greens. Does it look like taffeta? Okay, that's nice because then it kind of feels like there's a sheen, right? Yeah, if I look at this, like it's looking, I mean, I like it. I don't dislike it. I don't think that what I did today with the blue and the green, like, ruined it, which is a good thing, right? I think it does add something, like now it doesn't feel as one note to me as it did before. So I enjoy that. I'm happy about that. But, you know, for the future, I think I would like to, you know, incorporate that additional color a little bit earlier on. So I kind of have a plan for what purpose it's going to serve, right? But I kind of love this. Like the colors are really, I think, beautiful. They look really beautiful together. I especially really like that green and that like cream color when they're sitting right next to each other. This is looking a little crazy. It might need, I was thinking like maybe I need a little bit of white on there. I did put some white in there. I can't really tell because there's so much color there. But I do feel like it looks good. I think the blue and the green improved it. But let me know what you think. Tell me your thoughts in the chat. We'll wrap up right here. This is the end of our session. It is 1 minute till 3. We finished up the spread and we even got a chance to do something a little bit, you know, risky. We took a risk on this, and we finished this up. And I mean, I'm relatively happy with it. I'm seeing a couple of things already. I'm like, oh, come back here. I like it. I like the colors. There's some stuff that I don't love, but I think that happens all the time. So that's okay. But I am really, really grateful that you guys came and joined me. I thank you for being here and for keeping me company as I worked in my sketchbook. Next week, we will continue, and I'll be doing Crafternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I think next week on Tuesday, we're going to be making eraser stamps. So patrons will be getting access to the like workbook on Saturday. I'm making a little like workbook for my patrons. And it's all about eraser stamps. And then maybe we'll make one on Tuesday. So we'll do it on the live stream. So look out for that, patrons. It'll be there tomorrow. No, Saturday. And then next week, I will see you again on Tuesday for another Crafternoon. So please join me then. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.